Okay, okay. In today's class, I am going to explain encapsulation. So, encapsulation, what do you mean by encapsulation? First of all, in the previous class, I told you that what are the access specifiers: public, private, protected. While I was discussing about private members who are declared as private, okay, so they can't be accessed or viewed from outside of the class. Once any data members declared as private, they can't be accessed from outside of the class, but some methods, okay, by some method it is possible to access private members of a class using a public method inside the same class. Inside the same class, we can access the private members of that class. We can access them by public method inside the same class. So that is called encapsulation. Now we will try to understand what is encapsulation. So encapsulation is what? Encapsulation, it is the way to keep the sensitive data hidden from users. If you feel that any sensitive data is there, like salary, employee salary, this is sensitive data. So if you want to keep that sensitive data, you want to keep it hide from the users, so encapsulation will be a good practice. Okay, within that we can keep the sensitive data to be hidden from the users. But then what happened, we will declare that variables as private so that they can't be accessed from outside the class, but inside of the class we can read or modify the values of private members by get and set methods. So let us do the practice here. So see what happened here. Here what happens, one employee class is there, employee class. So here salary declared, it is an attribute declared as integer data type. So this salary declared its access level private. So this salary can't be accessed by any others from outside of the class, but this salary can be set. This salary value can be set by set method. This is a method, void method created inside, okay, and inside of this its access level is public. Inside of that method can be accessed. Its salary can be set by this method, void method, and that salary can be accessed. So inside of the main function, salary is set. This is the value passed as an argument, okay, and this is the get method, this is the set method. So let us do practice. Okay, the same thing, that you totally delete this total code, okay, don't worry, and we will write the code again. First hash include, as I told you that include is what? To include the library IOStream. This is the important library to work with input and output functions. Next, using namespace standard. This is the very important. std is a library which will be used to work with names. Next, class, one class you need to create any class, any name. You create my name, there is no any problem, any name of class. Okay, Vasu is a class. So then after class, always it must be start with starting brace, close breaks, class to be close with semicolon. Now class is created. Then what? We need to create attributes. Create any attributes. So suppose class is what? Suppose employee class. Okay, employee. So employee has a salary. Salary is what? Salary, which type of salary? It is an attribute. Salary integer type of salary. Now what happened? Now salary is an attribute, that is the salary of employee. So how this salary, whether it is to be accessed from outside of the class or not, if you don't want to give permission to any others to change this, so declare this access level as private. Private means what? This salary attribute, generally it is a variable which will hold the value, so it will, nobody can change its value, so it is private. Understood that? So now what happened, inside of this method, inside of this class, we will create some methods. Method what? Suppose it is a void, it will not return anything, so void method get salary, get salary. So it is a public method. I need to declare, I told you that we can access this attribute by some public method, so this method's access level is public. Okay, and by this method, this is which type of method? This method will return, okay, this method will return something. What it will return? The salary, get salary. Okay, this is the one method I have declared. So it's, so now how to modify this salary value? One more method that is also public, but its name is, it return type, so it will return integer. Okay, set salary, set salary. What do you mean of this? By this method I will, by this method I want to change this, its value. I want to access this value salary and I want to modify the value. Understood that? So set salary method. So by this, if it is integer, I want to pass somewhat int as s. S is a parameter here. Okay, then after what happened? So now what I want to do, by this parameter I want to update this attribute. So you equalize salary, salary with what? S. Understood? Now I will pass an argument. I will pass an argument. So these two methods are what? This is a public method, but it is void method. It will not return anything, but this will return, this method will return something. That is what, you know, return what? Yes. So now what happened? Try to understand. Two methods I have created. Two methods are public. Its access level is public. Okay. Get salary is what? Return type. This method name is get salary. It is integer data type. Okay. So it returns salary. Next what? This method is set salary to set the values of, to set the, so this method used to set the value of, set the value of salary. Okay, so here one parameter s passed and equalized with the salary, so it returns s. Okay, so let us see in this way. In main function, now do one thing. In the main function means outside of the class, create an object for your employee class. Employee class, we need to create one object obj emp means employee. So object created. Now I want to access the methods. How? Obj emp dot, what method I want to? First set method means set salary method. In bracket I need to pass the value as argument. Suppose 50,000, 5,000. This value will be passed to whom? Pass it to s, and s equal to salary. So now salary will be updated to 5,000. Now if I want to get salary, I need to use cout insertion operator. So now your salary is being displayed 5,000. Okay, because if you want to modify anything, simply you modify here, so you will get that 7,000 rupees. Now what happened? Whatever the value you passed to the set salary, that will be passed to this s variable parameter. Now it is equalized with salary. So now your, this is what? This will be modified. Okay, understood that.